Hello.
Yes, we hear you. You can start your
Yeah.
presentation and then carry on.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, all of you. I'm here to deliver my presentation of the research study, Economic Valuation on Conservation and Management of Cultural Heritage. I have selected the Gold Fort fortifications. So I'll be taking on these topics. Cultural heritage are being conceived in the universe by a city, region, or a country. But there are issues on conservation and management of cultural heritage. Therefore, it's important to identify the economic value of these cultural heritage assets because it helps for the conservation of them. There's a saying, any society doesn't make an effort to conserve what's not occupied as a value. The problem justification is due to the unavailability of previous studies in Sri Lanka. But there are around 60 studies done only in developed countries. Absence of a mechanism is a reason for the complexity of economic valuation of cultural heritage. When making conservation policies, public preferences and monetary term value will have a strong basis. Here, I have used multinomial logistic regression analysis and choice modeling to evaluate the economic value of conservation and management of cultural heritage in Sri Lanka, which is a developing country. The significance of the study are the study using a proper method to economic valuation of cultural heritage than the previous studies. Also, the value of the cultural heritage will be put forward and a best plan for the conservation will be created, which will be helpful in creating a strong policy. The main objective of the study was to conduct an economic valuation on the conservation and management of cultural heritage by choice modeling by providing to public preferences. The sub-objectives were to identify the preferences of selection between different conservation strategies by the individuals and also identify the socio-economic factors which influence on these choice selections. If we move into literature review, cultural heritage can be either monuments, group of buildings or sites. The main document which provides conservation and management policies are known as Conservation Management Plan. Then economic valuation means we are describing the environment places in monetary terms. There are several approaches for economic valuation. But to evaluate the use values and non-use values of cultural heritage, there's no any proper method since these assets are not traded in the market. Out of adjusted valuation approaches, only the stated preferences explain about values, use and non-use. Although both use and non-use values of cultural heritage are covered by contingent valuation and choice modeling has more advanced benefit than contingent valuation. It means choice modeling is the best method. In stated preferences, choice modeling assesses the individual's preferences derived from the choices they make. Choice modeling is an ideal approach for economic valuation of cultural heritage. Also, this approach can be used in other sectors. In research methodology part, the methodology flows like this. Initially, research problem and the study area were identified using a comprehensive literature review. After having a discussion with the supervisor, finalized the case study area, identified the attributes, and designed the questionnaire and the choice card. I used convenient sampling method. Then data were collected from the sample and coded into a into Excel and SPSS. Multinomial logistic regression analysis was done and the recommendations were provided. The case study area was selected as the goal fort fortifications and bastions. It's located in the southwest coast in Sri Lanka. It's around 12 meters high. Local communities and tourists get attracted to this predominant attribute and the alongside beach, which is the main source of leisure. Without a proper maintenance, the fortifications in Gulf Fort have destroyed and its value has reduced. So, currently, a renovating project is being implemented to uplift the value of this asset. Establishment of open air museum is a key thing of inventions which implemented under ongoing project. After mending, authorities expect to issue tickets to visitors who wish to visit open air museums for earned revenue, and Golf Fort management plan is going to be proposed to eliminate current management issues. So, outcome of this study can be assisted to public authorities to fulfill these purposes. Here we can see 4 attributes were selected by using the literature and stakeholder meetings. Moreover, the table shows the selected finalized attributes and its levels. The levels were finalized based on collected facts from stakeholder meetings and field observations. When completing experimental design for the choice card, there are 3 steps. They are full factorial design, fractional factorial design, and orthogonal design. But full factorial design is not feasible because it provides many combinations. In this case, as we have 4 attributes and 3 levels in each, there will be 81 combinations. But orthogonal property in SPSS will reduce the 81 alternatives into 9. The finalized 9 choice sets used in the choice experiment is shown in the slide. This study is quantitative analytical study. The respondents were between 18 to 65 years of age. Normally, choice modeling is done with simple random sampling method. There, I have used convenience sampling, a kind of simple random sampling. Total of 250 samples were participated with 90% confidence level. Pilot study was done and data collected through questionnaire and choice card using face-to-face interviews. These were the variables of the study. Choice decision was a response variable and the explanatory variables were age, gender, education level, employment status, monthly income, number of children, number of visits, registered voter, and number of conservation groups. The equation used in multinomial model is given in this slide. This was the flow of the analytical approach. Initially, the collected data were coded into Excel and a database was created including the attribute preferences and socio-economic demographics through SPSS version 2020. Descriptive analysis was done and then multinomial logistic regression was fitted. The relationships were found between variables. In descriptive analysis part, out of 250 respondents, majority are male. The mean age was 42 years. Majority are married. Most of them were in their higher studies. The employment status shows most of them were employed and least of them were retired. Majority of respondents belong to 25,000 to 50,000 monthly income category. This shows the information of the multinomial logistic regression model which was fitted using the variables. The The chi-square value is 149.761. As mentioned, the p-value is taken 0.01. Therefore, the null hypothesis will be rejected as the p-value is less than 0.05. It means there's no statistical significance in the null model and the final model. So we can conclude that the final model is fit and it's more significant while saying there's association between dependent and independent variables. Close AIC and PIC values also shows that the model is adequately fit. This table shows the analysis of likelihood ratio tests. It says that independent variables like age, gender, monthly income, education level, and registered voter are statistically significant, which means these variables can be significant predictors in the model. In classification accuracy, the overall percentage is 44.8% and accuracy criterion is 29.56%. Since the classification accuracy rate typically should be 25% or more, higher than the proportional by chance accuracy rate, the criterion for classification accuracy is satisfied. Only 6 choices have been predicted while choice 2 and 7 have not been predicted. Choice 8 has more percent correct. As you can see, the value is high for choice 8. Next two choices are number 6 and 1. Choice 4 is the last one with 0.08%. Therefore, we can see these results certify the level of importance related to economic choice based on public preferences. Therefore, choice 8 is the best option for the conservation and management of gold fort fortifications. This table shows that every variable included in the model has not become significant. This may be due to the less sample size. But variables like age and educational level has become significant either at 10% or 5% confident level. But important variables can be analyzed using the model even they are not significant. Because variable being significant is not the only criterion to be considered when fitting the model. In parameter coefficients, there are both negatives as well as positive interaction terms. In here, age, registered voter, and number of children, other variables are positively impacting. Attributes and levels relevant to choice 8 are given in this slide. Finally, we can conclude that choice experiment method is a perfect way to economic evaluate the public preferences to achieve the objectives of the study. And this study provides us an idea into the economic value a society has for the conservation and management of cultural heritage. Most preferred and proper attributes analyzed in the study was in the choice 8. Therefore, preferring this choice with an entry fee of Rs 100 over the other choices will help for a strong policy implication. As for recommendations, entry fee for the open air museum will be improved the economic benefits tremendously. Proper goal for development plans and properties can be implemented due to less sample size. The outcome of the study was not that significant due to the less sample size. In order to achieve accurate estimates of the study, it's recommended that future studies on economic valuation should recruit large number of subjects. When considering the limitation, the sample size was less mentioned earlier. The data were collected at particular time of the year, so sometimes the findings may be biased. The respondents may not truly open up for a survey. Therefore, the accuracy of the data might be affected. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
how many respondents were there? Around
250.
250. How?
Yes, sir.
What about the cost? Ticket price?
100.
100. Then that
Yes.
is only for locals, is it?
Uh, Actually, as the outcome, I gained 100. If authorities expect to earn more from foreigners, they can do. This is just the average amount.
Uh, then you didn't you give the questionnaire for the tourist? I mean,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
you gave that
I
one.
yes.
Ah,
I talked with both foreigners and locals.
yes. What about their significances? Didn't classify them to? I mean, class them into two types, and then you didn't check the. You as a whole, you analyze this data set, no?
Yes, as a whole, I analyzed the data.
But if you analyze separately, what will happen? Any idea?
So, as I think sometimes the foreigners may think that they should pay more amount to see this site.
Uh-huh.
This is just an average amount.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Then I think, as you mentioned also, like to uh, get more relative data, so then you have to enlarge the sample size.
Sample size,
Yes.
yes, sir.
And also at the same time you can go with other sites also, not only
Size also.
limited to this one, but also you can go here and there to get the real situation or real scenario from others. Okay,
Yes,
right.
sir. As a case study area, I selected
Yes,
Gulf Fort for this study.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, thank you very much, right, for
Thank you
your
very much, sir.
presentation.